Hello, everybody. It's morning here in California on Wednesday, July 22nd of 2026. I hope you're doing well. And wow, you're doing one way or the other. Life is happening now, isn't it? This is Astrology for the Soul for July 22nd, and it's a big day. The sun goes into Leo today. It's something to have also Venus in conjunct Saturn. She's over there moving on through pretty far ahead of the sun, and in conjunct that Saturn, sun moves into square with Chiron tomorrow. And the good news that I have for everybody is Mercury goes direct tomorrow. After 3 weeks of oh, look it. I've got some visitors. Oh, I don't know if you can see all of them. Yeah, there's a number of them circling overhead just in case I die. Anyway, yeah, and then tomorrow the moon, the moon moves into Sagittarius and trines the sun. And we have a couple minor aspects, lunar aspects going on Friday and Saturday, but like this whole big time, this is such a huge week. I don't know why I'm going to get so much into the lunar aspects, because on Sunday, Saturn stations, at 14 degrees, 45 minutes of Aries to go retrograde at the same time that the sun opposes Pluto, on the same day that the north node of the moon moves into Aquarius after a year and a half in Pisces. Big changes. Sun opposite Pluto, joining Jupiter opposite Pluto. On Monday, then the sun trines Neptune, sextiles Uranus, because we've got the basket going on, right? Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, all in a great big basket happening there. And, the moon moves on through, Sagittarius on Thursday, goes into Capricorn on Sunday. And then by Tuesday, she moves into Aquarius. And you can see it, the chart at the beginning of the report today is actually next Wednesday, which usually I don't do. This report just goes from Wednesday to the following Tuesday, but I wanted to give you a little prep, because that full moon, and I'm going to read the Sabian symbol for the full moon at 6 degrees 30 minutes of Aquarius, is going to, of course, be opposite the sun. But what? The sun is still conjunct Jupiter. The moon is going to be conjunct Pluto, right? So it's not just another full moon. This is highlighting, this whole basket with Jupiter, again, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. But now we have the sun and the moon also involved. So if you think that things are intense right now, they are going to get even more intense. So I'm going to find a nice place here and explain what I'm talking about. All right, everybody. Whoosh. I got to wake up a little bit here. It's a little early in the morning, but like the sun it's going to catch up to me. So I only have so much shade, only so much time to talk. Where to start? I think I want to start with the moon's node, because, the dragon's head, Rahu, moving from Pisces into Aquarius, is a big change. And it's been in Pisces for like this last year and a half. And, Pisces has to do with chaos. It has to do with, disillusion, and it has to do with dissolving, and it has to do with dreams, and it has to do with multidimensional realities that are very much outside, the realm of, like what's going on right here in front of the tip of your nose. And so, like, boom, it's like, coming from Pisces, sleeping and dreams, into Aquarius, like, ruled by Uranus, okay, the great awakener, and shock and even trauma. Okay, for the next year and a half, we have this great awakening, and it's almost mirroring this movement from the age of Pisces of 2,000 years of blindly following the gurus and the religions and the this and the that and the other, kind of like innocently, sheep, following the shepherd, okay, into Aquarius for the next year and a half, okay, of, individuation, getting in touch with our own unique genius, opening up that third eye, being able to like really comprehend from an awake state of consciousness, not just dreamy psychic intuition, but no, now it's time to like wake up. Woo! And is this a process? I mean, how are you waking up these days? Are you jumping out of bed, throwing off those covers? Oh, yeah, let's get going? Or are you like, oh, man, I sure would like to sleep a little longer. And do I really have to face the day? I mean, there's lots of different, approaches, a lot of different awakenings. But like we are all getting jolted. We're all getting jolted, and this jolting is going to continue not only as this progress, the transiting Moon's node moves through Aquarius for a year and a half, but I also want to point out that this Mars in Gemini is a troublemaker. Mars in Gemini. Gemini is like what is going on right here in front of the tip of my nose. It's my neighborhood, my immediate environment, my brothers and sisters, my neighbors, and, school, and very left brain, mercurial, stock market, and, lots of changes, with business, and, and Mars is staying, it's like almost another 3 weeks, okay, over there until August 12th. Mars is going to move into Cancer. And that's going to be another ball game. That's going to be another story. But for right now, Mars is like the juggler trying to juggle 10 balls at a time. And you put that together, okay, with Jupiter, okay, more, okay, in the fiery sign of Leo, okay, which is more drama, more action, more dancing. It has a little bit to do with the mantra for this week, right? And I'll get to that, but it's like wild. This is the wild, and I was thinking of, I don't know if you've ever, this is more for, I guess, the Americans, but there used to be, I haven't seen it in a long time, but especially out west, there was what they called the mechanical bull. Have you ever seen these things? I'm going to try to get a picture of one for the thumbnail here. They used to be in the bar. You'd go to the bars, and there'd be, up on a stage, this mechanical bull, and some people would drink enough and get like toasted, and then they would get on this bull and put in a couple of quarters, right? And this thing would just, you had to be, it was like a rodeo. You had to ride the bull. You had to just like hold on for dear life, right? And try to and this thing is good. So this is kind of what this Jupiter opposite Pluto is like, right? With Mars and Gemini, oh my God, right? I mean, if we didn't have Saturn moving through Aries, God knows what would happen. Because, Saturn in Aries is saying, be cautious and go slow and choose carefully. Don't be impulsive. Don't be reactionary. You just like really Step into your elder Saturnian self and choose carefully, because we are being offered a plethora, right? A smorgasbord, of openings and options. And gosh, that brings me back to what I wanted to talk about with Jupiter opposite Pluto. But I want to finish with this North Node in Aquarius, right? It is about moving towards a state of the South Node, Sun and Jupiter all in Leo now, okay, is very passionate, fiery, self-oriented, okay, my way or the highway, and I'm the sun, I'm the center of the, action, and it's about me and my passions and my desires and, my lion or my lioness, okay, that has, like, yeah, power, power, power. And Jupiter, I mean, all of this, there's a consolidation of very creative energy in Leo, but it's being opposed by the collective consciousness of Aquarius. And this can be so symbolized by what? Jupiter is mass, Pluto is destruction. Mass destruction. We're having these mass destruction. And Leo is very personal. Aquarius is absolutely impersonal. And I was thinking about these wars that are going on, and of course they are escalating. Jupiter is expanding and exploding. I mean, it's like, whether it's Ukraine and Moscow or, Palestine or Iran or, I mean, boom, things are getting blown up. And I looked back, to like the 60s in the Vietnam War, there were demonstrations. And people came out and, stood in the streets and said, stop this war, blah, 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 blah. What are you doing? And I'll tell you what the difference is. What? Pluto is in an air sign right now. Okay, back then it was in Virgo. Now it's in Aquarius. And what's happening? It's drones. It's airplanes. It's impersonal. It's very technological. There's not ground troops losing their lives on the battlefield. It's a whole nother ballgame. There's not mothers and fathers who have lost their children to the war as soldiers, at least as, I mean, yes, there are civilian casualties, right? I mean, there are, thousands and thousands of people dying and lives being changed. And this is what I really want to bring in with this Pluto opposition. Pluto is Shiva, Kali, death, forces beyond our control, Mother Nature, tornadoes, hurricanes, okay? And Pluto moving through air, we're going to get a lot more tornadoes, hurricanes, air, climate kind of energy happening and it's going to just like really be touching down and shaking things up and moving things around. I mean, we are going through like a whole reorganization here on planet Earth, like it's a new game of Monopoly, and let's clear the board, right? And start over. I mean, this is really, happening in so many people's lives, whether it's physically and they're getting bombed, or it's economically, okay, the whole stock market and the whole, price of, inflation and the price of living and da-da-da. Things are getting really deeply, deeply rearranged. And Pluto is saying, and, I mean, I do readings with people. I talk with lots of people. We have discussions, in my online school, and Pluto opposite Jupiter, okay, is tremendous forces beyond our control stopping us, blocking us, preventing us from expressing and being and doing and having our show, my game. my stage, my turn. Pluto's up here. The world or the economy or the politics or whatever is saying, oh, no, you don't, not right now, boom. It is fate, destiny. This is a time where our life course, for many people, our life path that we thought we were on, our purpose, the meaning. Jupiter is the meaning of life. The meaning of my existence that I have gotten through what I have been doing on this planet for so many years is getting removed. So, I used to be this person, or I used to have that job, or I used to have that path, or I used to be in this relationship. It's like we're getting stripped. And this is in the mantra. This is the great let go. And we can't control it. Things are leaving our lives. They're leaving the smorgasbord. The plate is getting cleared off. The monopoly board is getting cleared off. We're getting stripped. You get this? I imagine you're feeling it in some way, shape, and form. Now, the other thing, though, is, yes, there's a tremendous, like a tidal wave coming in and whoosh, sweeping away the old identity, the old path, the old meaning, the old purpose, or whatever. But there's also Sun conjunct Jupiter in Leo, right? And this is also a time where you may also be getting opportunities and new projects and new people and new identity. And if you're not, you need to create. This is the other part of Leo, right? It's like self-creation. I need to express myself in a new way, not the old way. Okay, as the astrologer or the teacher or the healer or the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This is really, the focus now is on personal development. Personal development. We're getting in some ways blocked from external manifestation or expression. Saturn in Aries, okay, Mars now in Gemini, it's going to go into Cancer, okay, but this is a time that I want to encourage you, okay, to, create, whether it's paintings or pottery, okay, books or tapes, or, relationships, intimacy, fun, passion, creativity, love affairs. This is a time, okay, of recreating, recreation. That's why I say it's time to let go, not only let go, but rock and roll. It's not only to sit here and go, oh my God, poor me, and oh, that's not happening, and that's not happening, that's not. It's like something is happening. There is a dance. And we need to kick ourselves in the butt, okay, to come up with, okay, well, if that's going away and I can't do that anymore, what, it's a head scratcher, and this Mars in Gemini is going, well, maybe I could, and there may be these inklings. Jupiter is right brain intuition, downloads, boop, maybe this, Neptune and Aries, maybe that. I've wanted to do, or it could also be, I've wanted to do this for a long time, and I've put it off. I've wanted to pay attention to, my marriage. I've wanted to, stop working so much and sit by the river. I've wanted to paint. I've wanted to, I've wanted to take tango lessons or whatever. I really want to say that there is opportunity in the midst of the losses and things going away, there is going to be the North Node of the Moon in Aquarius, okay, is new groups. So it's a regrouping. Let me read to you, okay, this North Node of the Moon. And this here we are, a couple of things I want to say about this. I did have a cup of coffee this morning. The true node. And we're having a conversation, like I say, in my school about Lilith. And I used true Lilith and true North Node of the Moon. The mean, okay, which is the default, very interestingly enough, in a lot of programs, the mean North Node of the Moon, the average motion of the North Node of the Moon, the mean motion of Black Moon Lilith. She swings 45 degrees, in less than a month, okay, and then goes retrograde and swings in and out and da. Black Moon Lilith is the wild feminine, okay, like the rapids on the river. And so, Western civilization says, Mercury left brain says that's too hard to track. That's too wild and crazy. That's too unpredictable. Let's take the average. So it's not where the node actually is. It's not where Black Moon Lilith actually is. It's taking this average so that we can have a more easier time predicting and easier time, tracking what's going on. So blow off the patriarchal mean average motion of anything, and let's get back to the true motion. And if we look at the true motion of the North Node of the Moon, it is amazing because she stays in the last degree of Aquarius, 30 degrees of Aquarius, for like 9 weeks until October 9th. She retrogrades back to 28, 28.0 to 28.59, okay? For how long? 2 weeks. So we've got the next 9 weeks of this Sabian symbol that I'm going to read to you. And then we've just got, 2 weeks of that next degree. So it's not equal. She can spend a much longer time, and this is highly significant, and we want to understand that this Sabian symbol is active for the next 9 weeks. Okay? This isn't just I know it's a weekly Pele report, but this is going on for a long period of time. Deeply rooted in the past of a very ancient culture, a spiritual brotherhood in which many individual minds are merged into the glowing light of a unanimous consciousness, is revealed to one who has emerged successfully from his metamorphosis. And then I have to, before I even go on, I want to read to you the full moon. The full moon coming up next Wednesday is, a child is seen being born out of an egg. The emergence of new mutations according to the great rhythms of the cosmos. You get this? We are in a process of metamorphosis. We are in a process of rebirthing. We are mutating, transforming, changing collectively. The souls coming in right now, being born right now, are from other galaxies and other dimensional realms that are like, whoa, okay, There is a whole There's a deep, like, genetic change happening to humanity over this period of time. And I'm talking about the next 20 years as Pluto is in Aquarius, but particularly over the next year and a half as the north node of the moon is in Aquarius. And particularly the next 9 weeks, as the keynote is the ability for the person with an open mind and a deep feeling for self, Leo, transcendence, to come in contact with higher forms of existence. This is a big one. Whether it's extraterrestrials, your own higher consciousness, Shiva, Buddha, Jesus, whatever you want to, express as something, as your higher angels or whatever, right? This is an opportunity. It's like portals are opening, gates are opening in the midst of chaos, destruction, and we could even, I don't want to say distractions because they're very real and they're very meaningful and sad. And there's a ton of, and even accessing higher forms of consciousness can come through grief and deeply going into, our core, right? So it's not like up and away and don't pay attention to what's going on. It may be even to feel deeply, deeply, deeply into what's going on, and that creates a metamorphosis and a change that ultimately puts us into contact with higher forms of consciousness. A spiritual brotherhood constitutes a state of multi-unity, a multiplicity of individuals, if one thinks of the paths they trod to reach their final metamorphosis, like the butterfly from the caterpillar. But a unity of consciousness and soul, this unanimity, anima meaning soul, in this spiritual whole, each unit is a recognizable form or entity if one looks at it with the eyes of personality. But when seen through a unified spiritual vision or from a distance, the whole appears to be one single area of radiant light. Similarly, when studied by the modern physicist, light can be apprehended either as a stream of identifiable particles, photons, or as one continuous wave. Whether it is seen as one or the other, here's the big one, depends on the point of view. At any level, it is a symbol of spiritual group fulfillment, a conscious totality of being. I want to really stress this point of view because it has to do with attitude. Gemini is attitude. Mercury is attitude. Third house is attitude. Mars moving through Gemini is saying, change your attitude. Our attitude can be one of, I am stubbornly resisting this, fate and destiny and the loss of who I, of everything that I thought I meant and life was about and whatever, and I am going to cling on to the Titanic as it goes down. That's one point of view. This is terrible. This should not be happening. I don't accept this. That's a point of view, and good luck if that's Aquarius and Leo are fixed signs, right? And even anyway, Chiron coming into Taurus, another fixed sign, okay, is also saying that this is not time to be fixed about anything. Everything is tumultuously changing. Okay, and we may try to put our foot on the brake of the car going downhill, and there are no brakes. Okay, it's like, you know what, you're fooling yourself if you think that you can resist change. If you, the only constant in the universe is change. And if you want to pit yourself against Pluto, if you want to pit yourself against life, if you want to, just say, oh no, I'm stronger than life, or like my will and my power is, going to, you're going to kill yourself. You're going to, your immune system, your adrenal glands, your mood, boom. So yeah, I think that this is a time of, it's almost like, you're sitting on a chair, watching the dance go on, and somebody comes off that dance floor and wants to take you by the hands and pull you out of that chair onto that dance floor and say, dance, partner, or you're in the bar and everybody's like, come on, come on, come on, ride that mechanical bull. You can do it. It's so I want to encourage us, as scary as it is, as unprepared as we may feel that we are, as out of control as our lives appear and seem to be, okay? Flow with it, go with it, dance with it, jump into it, jump into the water, jump into the river, jump into the rapids, and rapidly change, rapidly move on. And you may get bumped and bruised and, lose more money than you thought, or, this, that, or the other thing, lose this relationship. But I'm telling you, it's all going to get replaced with something grander, something bigger, something more profound, something more true to you. This is, let go of the caterpillar, baby. Become the butterfly. And it is a metamorphosis. It's an alchemical dissolution of... Woo! You know what I'm saying? Because the other thing that can also be happening is overwhelm. Overwhelm. Too much, too fast, all at once. It's like 10 balls up in the air, or, trying to, ride a chariot with 10 horses. And it's just like, I can't, all this that's going on. I can't, I got irons in 10 different fires. Mars and Gemini wants to do everything. And the sun in Jupiter and Leo thinks they can do everything. And so, we can be absolutely overextended. And, trying to ride two mechanical bulls at the same time. Yeah, I could do it. So there's the opposite thing of we can go, again, the point of view or the attitude or the approach to life right now is what we really want to fine tune, what we really want to be working with. And like I say, start with your personal emotional body, your personal humanness. Pluto rules the root chakra. So this is very, 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 very deep. Go inward. There'll be many distractions, many tendencies, many things calling, I got to put out that fire and that fire and that fire and that fire, and then I'll meditate, right? I got to take care of this business and that business and that business, and then I'll do my yoga. I'm encouraging you, okay, to organize time, right? Where you are breathing, you're breathing. And half the time we're exhaling, get out on that dance floor, blah, 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 and then inhale, and I'm gonna stay in bed, and I'm gonna meditate, and I'm gonna do my yoga, and I'm gonna, swim in the river, and I'm gonna, not talk to anybody. just balance. It's just all about balance, and that balance comes from paying attention to your body. Paying attention. It's Chiron and Taurus. Pay attention. Your body will guide you. Your body has wisdom. This is of the utmost. I am just freaking going, like a car with no brakes, rolling downhill. My life can get out of control. At times like this, I must keep the faith. Let go and rock and roll. You've got to freaking ride the wave, brother, sister. Ride the wave, man. It's a wild time. It's a wild life. It's going to cost you. Okay, you're going to, one way or the other. Yeah. And you got to have the faith. Jupiter's sun in Leo. I can do this. Leo rules gambling, risk-taking. Yeah? And joy in life. It's the excitement and the thrill of like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna, roll a red or roll a black, a 7-11 or doubles or nothing, right? It's like a crapshoot. Jupiter, Pluto, this is a big fucking crapshoot, baby. And I want to encourage you, play the game, throw the dice, get in there, take a chance. Believe in yourself. Jupiter and Leo. And if you lose, you will live to play another game. You got to let go of attachments, baby. and the songs I was thinking of, the Grease movie, about dancing. I forget this Saturday. I don't know. But I came to give me that old time rock and roll, the kind of music that soothes my soul. I reminisce of the days of old and that old time rock and roll. It's time to rock and roll, baby. So, yeah. Play the game. Dance the dance. Don't be sitting on the sidelines trying to, I don't want to, don't want to look stupid, don't want to, I don't know how to do this or no. Come on. Get out there, baby. Play that game. Namaste. Aloha. So much fun.